Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blockchain Hustles in Conversation. My name is Meenu, and I am a technology evangelist. I help founders in the blockchain space. I help these founders to evangelize their technology, their product, their portfolio, and help to build up their communities and scale up their ecosystem. And I do have a Blockchain Hustle podcast. I mean, the podcast is called Blockchain Hustle, and it is available on the usual platforms like YouTube, on Podbean, on Apple, Google, and App Audible. And I would strongly recommend you to go check it out. And if you do like it, hit the like, share, and subscribe. So good for the promotion. Now let's get on to the guest in today's session. And our guest today is Vanina Ivanova, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of Ambire. Welcome, a very warm welcome to you, Vanina.
Hi, Minu. Thank you for having me on the podcast. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in. So, where are you calling in from?
I'm currently calling in from Sofia, Bulgaria, where we're having a very snowy, icy day. As I like to joke, the worst July ever. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm here. The core team of Ambire, previously Adex Network, is based in Bulgaria. So I'm here at the office today.
Okay. So when you said snow, because I'm calling in from Singapore, so it's the weather is pretty opposite to that. It's warm.
Oof, I am a little bit jealous, to be honest. We woke up yesterday to a snowfall, a heavy snowfall, and today we have a very white city, very
Okay, okay, yeah.
also very cold. But it's winter, so I can't really complain about that.
Good, good, good. So, Vanilla, let's just start this session. If I can request you to share a bit about yourself, your background, and then you can give a very small snapshot of what Empire is about. And later we would move on to cryptocurrencies, wallets, and basically on the future, on the obstacles and the challenges in mass adoption, and the different types of wallets. And then we would lead on to Empire's wallet. So that's kind
Um,
of more or less the flow, if that works with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ambaya is the new name of Adex Network.
Right.
Previously, my team and I were working on a blockchain-based advertising network, a network that connects advertisers and people who have advertising space for sale directly and provided transparency for the reporting, or because it's based on the blockchain. As a crypto native team, we use cryptocurrency a lot and we use a lot of different wallets. And we know what the challenges are of these wallets and what we dislike and what we would like to have in our hands. But since there is no solution available on the market that we would really love to use, we did what we usually do, decided to create our own. So this is how the idea of our wallet was born. And when we decided to create a wallet, we figured out that 5 years into this adventure, it's time to do a little rebrand and switch things up, because Adex Network was the name of our ad platform, and it suits the platform well, but not the company where it is today, because we're pivoting to a new product, to a new market, in a way. So we decided that it's the right time to rebrand. And this is how we became Ambire. So now we have Ambire Adex for the ad platform, and we also have Ambire Wallet, an exciting new cryptocurrency wallet that is currently in beta. And we're launching for everyone very, very soon, and we're very excited about it.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's what we're doing. I've been with the company since day one. So that's my background is in fintech and gambling. I've done marketing for those areas, for the IT and software development industry as well. And that's how I transitioned into blockchain in 2016. It was a very exciting time for blockchain. It was a buzzword. Everybody was talking about it. We had very little idea what we were getting into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years later, the adventure continues, and we continue building and we continue creating amazing stuff with this new and emerging technology.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like every time you peel off something, you find something else, and there's always something new and new to learn about.
Absolutely. When we started working on ADEX Network 5 years ago, we had I like to revisit the very first version of the white paper that we had, because back then it was amazing. It was great. With this white paper, we managed to raise an amazing amount of money to build our product. But when I look at it today, I wonder, why did we do this or that? Why, like, this makes no sense. Why did we decide to go that way or this way? And then I remember, yeah, because that technology didn't exist 5 years ago. Things have
Yeah,
developed so quickly,
yeah,
and it's been so dynamic and so fast paced that it's insane. But for someone who likes to learn and create and discover new things, it's probably the best time in technology. I mean, at least of my lifetime so
yeah,
far.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good, good. So, Vanina, before we start on to this point about the your view, your perspective on the future of cryptocurrencies and the wallet's position there, the place where they, sorry, the space where they play. Could you just give a brief understanding for, let's say, a layman on the street, as well as somebody who could be a little bit more fluent in the crypto and the wallets? Definitions, I mean, from both perspectives, if you could just give an understanding, share an understanding of what a crypto wallet or a DeFi wallet are.
Absolutely, absolutely. To circle back to your first question, the future of cryptocurrency, I would like to make a disclaimer first that I am not a financial advisor or financial analyst, so what I say should be taken with a pinch of salt. This is just my own opinion, but I think that cryptocurrency solves a lot of issues in a lot of markets that are underserved and underbanked. It provides stability in areas with insane inflation, like Latin America, for example. So, in many ways, cryptocurrency is a safe haven for a lot of people around the world today. It gives an additional layer of freedom. I wouldn't go as far and say anonymity as well, because it's not as anonymous as we may think it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It is traceable as long as you know how to trace it back. But it gives a layer of freedom, and it gives us back a layer of ownership that we didn't have before. Because with traditional financial services like banking or payment apps, you don't have any custody of your funds. It is up to the bank or to the app owners, or the organization that holds your money, to decide whether you do actually have your access to the money. And that makes me ask the question: is this really my money if I can't access it whenever I want, however I want? No, it's not. I mean, as long as the bank can say, no, you cannot make this transaction, then it's not really my money, is it? Which is not the case with cryptocurrency. With cryptocurrency, as long as you hold your private keys, and as long as you have access to your crypto wallet, you can make whatever you want to do with your money. So this is a freedom that we didn't have for a long time. We had lost it, and we didn't have it for a very long time. And it's good to see that crypto is giving that back to us. However, there are a lot of challenges that we need to overcome until crypto becomes mainstream.
Yeah.
We have, on one hand, we have technological challenges. On the other hand, we have the challenge of perception. A lot of people who have never dealt with crypto still have the perception of it being something weird and something sketchy. They don't understand it. They think that it's a means of laundering money, or funneling money to organized crime or whatever, thanks to media campaigns that we've seen, unfortunately. Which is, I mean, it's not the case, but that's the perception of crypto for a great chunk of people. um, but it's things are beginning to change, with more institutional investors getting into crypto, with big names like Elon Musk and JP Morgan talking about crypto, and governments trying to regulate it. I think this is getting more and more people interested in crypto, and this is getting the attention of a part of the population that would otherwise never think to look into that.
Yeah, they've got
And
that
I
into
think
the limelight, highlighted it.
exactly, exactly, and I think that this is great. We have, we have this young generation of people who are very much into technology, and very much into new things and cryptocurrency, and
Mm,
they jump right in. But we also have the generation of our parents who
mm,
are, because of us and because of everything that they hear and see in the media, are also getting interested and asking, how
mm,
can we get a chunk of that wealth that is being
mm,
generated out there? How can we invest in
mm,
crypto? How can we
mm,
transact in crypto?
mm,
And this is where wallets kick in,
mm,
because just as with traditional money, we need somewhere to keep them, whether we keep them in our pockets or in
mm,
our wallet or in our purses. We need a
mm,
place to store cryptocurrency.
mm,
So this is where crypto wallets kick in. And
mm,
right now we have a large variety of wallets available on the market. We have the Coinbase wallet, we have the MetaMask, which is one of the most popular crypto wallets. Uh, we have a, a really a very big choice.
mm,
But the,
mm,
the problem most wallets have is that they come from a place of technology
mm,
where we're kind of used to talking in a language that is incomprehensible for the regular person. We talk
mm,
about nonces and gas limits and stuff like that, that if you tell that to someone on the street, they would just look at you as if you lost your mind, and wonder what the hell are you talking about. And that's a little bit sad, and that's a problem of the industry that we, the industry, created in a way,
mm,
because I think we weren't thinking far ahead, and we weren't thinking of adoption at such a large scale.
mm,
But we are now, and things are
mm,
beginning to change. And this is why my team and I started working on Ambire Wallet. This is a wallet that basically lets you use cryptocurrency as if you are using, I don't know, US dollars or euros or whatever currency you're used to. So we're trying to kind of like bridge traditional online banking and traditional financial and fintech apps that people are used to the world of crypto, and kind of like give people the same interface, give people the same feeling, the same ease of use that they would
mm.
have in with any other traditional fintech app.
So,
Um,
sorry, Vanina, I just wanted to interrupt here. So, is it more to what you're saying is it more to the interface that we're talking about for the wallets, or is it something more? I mean, why do you think, I can understand a person on the street may be a little wary because of the technical jargon that you just mentioned, right? The gas fees and other stuff. And one is that he doesn't understand. The second is because it's a virtual thing and the KYC, etc., the money laundering things come into the picture. So people are pretty cynical on that. To make it easier, what you're talking about is that you've done an interface to make it a little bit more user friendly, easier for them to dip their hands into crypto.
Indeed, indeed, but it's not just that. We
Yeah.
have actually done a lot of technological development under the hood that
Okay.
would make transacting in crypto faster, easier, and cheaper.
Okay.
And up until now, again, this is a communications issue. Up
Yeah.
until now, we, the people in blockchain, kind of tried to educate everybody about blockchain and explain to them what a hash is, what a block is, how it works, yada, yada, yada. And this
Mm,
is, first of all, it's boring. Second of all, it's complex, and it's
mm,
confusing to most people who are not into the space. When
mm,
you try and give somebody US dollars, you don't explain to them how the federal policy works and how money is printed and how it's kept. You don't do that because we're used to it.
exactly.
And I
Yeah.
understand, yeah, I understand the reasoning behind it. Blockchain and crypto is very new, so it kind of asks for an additional explanation.
Mm,
We are now at a stage where instead of explaining stuff to people, we need to simplify it
yeah.
to the general user, to the everyday user. So we need to make things that work quietly and seamlessly under the hood, and give people an interface that stays on top of that complexity and makes things simpler and easier to understand. Just a couple of years ago, if you wanted to get crypto, you had to either mine it, or you had to go to a crypto exchange, or you had to
Yeah.
do an OTC trade. And that was confusing. Like, for example, my mother, who's in her late 60s, she would have had no way of getting crypto. She wouldn't have known where to start from, right?
Mm,
Today, you can go into a crypto wallet and take out your credit card and buy cryptocurrency with your credit card. Just convert
mm,
your dollars into Bitcoin
mm,
or Ether or
mm.
whatever.
Just like any other currency.
Yeah, and that's amazing. It's
Yeah.
insane that we've gotten so far in such a short time, and
Mm,
it's great that it's bringing more people to crypto. But again, with more people that we bring, we need simplified user experience, and we need a better user journey, and that's something that we didn't have until Ambar wallets, if I may say so myself. Even for us, as I said, even for us as crypto native people, we deal with cryptocurrency every single day, and we do so many different things with our crypto.
mm,
We participate in decentralized finance and DeFi protocols. We do governance. We transact and pay each other in crypto, etc.,
mm,
etc. But even to my team and I, existing wallets are confusing. People get confused. What is a private key? What is a public key? What is this thing that it's asking me to confirm? Why do I need to sign 5 times to execute a simple transaction, etc.,
mm,
etc.? These are all things that are very, very complex, and they require a very steep learning curve. And we're trying to eliminate that complexity and eliminate that learning curve while delivering the same level of security and the same um, pace of the service that people expect. So,
mm,
so this is a direction that, and it's not just us. I see that a lot of other wallets are actually trying to get into the same paradigm and work into the same direction, because it's just what the market needs. It's the necessity of
mm.
the market in order to ensure adoption of
Yeah.
these products and of these services.
Mm, yeah. So, uh, that indeed is true, because otherwise it just remains in the hands of a selected few. Because I guess that's one of the things of technology. People get so engrossed in it that we marvel at the things within that realm, but we do not pay so much of attention to the advantages. I mean, people are bothered more about, I mean, they want the benefits that the tech brings in rather than understanding what technology is, as we said, under the hood, etc. Right? So,
Exactly.
yeah,
We need to communicate the benefits of crypto rather than
yeah,
the features of the crypto.
yeah. I mean, like, why would I switch to crypto? What happens if, like, okay, disintermediation, but how does it help me? I would get, let's say, a faster service, I would get a cheaper service, or XYZ, right? So that's where we would go about it. Yeah, and that fear is always there, I guess, what you also kind of shared about people in, let's say, your mother's 60 years, in her 60s, right? So people are apprehensive. Even some of the youngsters would be apprehensive about using something new, and especially because these transactions are something which are irreversible, right? So if it goes into the wrong address or something like that, then you're always wondering, oh, did I do something wrong?
Exactly, exactly. But the thing is, we're kind of used to traditional instruments that we have in our hands, and we don't really stop to think that if you Venmo someone money and you send the money to, if you Venmo the wrong person, again, you can't really get this money back. You have to ask the person to give it back, and it's up to them to decide whether to Venmo you back or no. So, in a sense, we already have this understanding. We're just used to it. And I always like to give the example of credit cards.
Yeah,
They're a relatively new thing.
yeah.
Just, a few years ago, well, not a few, but like, I don't know, 20-ish years ago, credit cards were not really that big of a thing. They were not, I mean, maybe in the States, but outside of the United States, they weren't really that popular. And people didn't
Mm,
trust them and didn't use them and didn't know how it worked.
mm.
And now everybody has at least one credit card that they use on a daily basis, and they're so used to it that they don't even stop to question, how exactly does it work? What's the
Yeah.
process that happens under the hood for my money to get to where it needs to go,
Mm,
and for me to receive the service that I'm
mm,
receiving? And I think we're on the same path with crypto as well, because we're trying to
mm,
democratize it, as you said. We're trying to make it less elite, and more egalitarian, more accessible
Mm,
to anyone that would like to use crypto. Because yeah, there are still a lot of challenges, and yeah,
mm,
using crypto is still slow and expensive.
mm,
As you said, it's also irreversible, and there are a lot of things that we need to consider.
mm,
But we're definitely on the right track, I think, and we're getting a lot more both young and older people excited.
mm,
And Yeah, you're right that a lot of people are still a little bit suspicious towards crypto.
mm,
Again, there's a lot of in a lot of jurisdictions. There's many media campaigns and PR campaigns against crypto. Take China, for example. China bans crypto every other week.
mm,
I
mm,
don't know what their deal is. I don't know what the government of China is thinking, but every other week there's a new news piece that
mm,
they're banning crypto again. I think, if I'm not mistaken, India is also a little bit on the fence. Like they allow it and then they ban it and then allow it again and ban it again. So we still have a lot of countries where using crypto is a little bit of a gray area. Here
mm,
in the European Union, I think people are, the European Commission and the European Union have figured out that there's a lot of money in crypto, and it's better that they kind of get a piece of that pie and
mm,
regulate it and tax it rather than ban it
mm,
outright. So that's what they're doing now with the new MiCA regulation. The United States are trying to regulate crypto as well. Then we have countries like Singapore, Malta, Gibraltar, Switzerland, that are Estonia as well, that are very crypto friendly. Portugal is one of the countries that is super ahead in terms of taxing and considering crypto a legal tender, an actual currency. El Salvador is one of the recent examples. Bitcoin is now legal tender in El Salvador, and the government is bagging that Bitcoin
Yeah, I
way.
think with any technology, new technology, the regulations, etc., would come in parallel or would follow the scenario. So I think that comes with any technology that's there.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of there's a big understanding in crypto that regulation is not necessarily a good thing. To me personally, it is a good thing because regulation will help us with adoption. I know
Yeah,
that
it
we
would
don't need the
instill confidence.
exactly. I mean, we don't need the regulation per se for the actual processes that go into crypto and blockchain, but we need it to gain the public's trust. So this is something that will help us get bigger adoption, and then obviously the more adoption we have, the more technological developments there will be in the space. The more we will be trying to figure out better and better and better ways to use crypto. So
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Ultimately, that's to me that's a good thing.
yeah. So getting back onto the wallets, Vanina. So what are the different types of wallets which are there in today's market landscape?
Well, the two main types are basically custodial and non-custodial wallets.
Okay.
The non-custodial wallets are the ones where you as a user do not
Mm,
hold the key, the private key for the wallet. That could be, for
okay.
example, your account at an exchange, a crypto exchange, where
Okay.
it's similar to how a bank works. For example, you have your, let's say, Bitcoin on an exchange,
Mm,
and then if you want to withdraw that Bitcoin or convert it to fiat or do anything with that fiat, the exchange holds the money for the Bitcoin for you.
yeah.
So they
So
can
you want
still
to
say
complete that
no.
exchange with your crypto
Exactly. So the
now.
exchange, the exchange can still say no, you cannot withdraw this amount of money to your bank account, or yes, you will withdraw, but we need to provide information about it to the authorities so that you pay your taxes, etc., etc. So this is one type of wallets, and I do not recommend this type of wallets because again, it doesn't make any sense to use such a wallet if you're using. You might as well use a traditional bank. It doesn't really make a difference. If you're using a crypto wallet to store your crypto,
Mm,
um, use a non-custodial wallet,
mm,
and that's a wallet where you hold the private key.
mm,
So you're the person who has the private key and can log into that wallet with your seed phrase or with your password, and you have access to your funds, and you're the one who decides what to do with the money and when to do it and how to do it. So
mm,
basically, yeah, I mean, if you're with this said, I gave an example with an exchange I didn't mean don't use exchanges.
Hmm.
Exchanges have their benefits, obviously. That's not what I meant. I just now I'm realizing maybe that was not the best example.
I guess
um,
maybe what you could do is have some money which you're using for your maybe a daily transaction if you're into heavy if you are doing daily transactions, for example, you
yeah,
could put some amount of money onto the exchange because it facilitates your
yeah,
transactions.
yeah. I
The
mean,
rest of your
absolutely.
stuff, you keep it offline and things like that.
I would recommend that. Yeah, and that's what I do myself. The money that you need for day-to-day transactions and for day trading or exchanging one crypto into another,
Hmm.
of course you keep it on an exchange. But of course, the money that you just want to keep and not touch and use as a store of value, then it's best to keep them on a wallet that you hold the access to. And
Hmm.
also, you can also use a hardware wallet because we have software and hardware wallets as well. The
Hmm.
benefits of hardware wallets is that the key is kept on the device. So
Hmm.
unless it's connected to the computer, then you're safe. Basically, your
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
is safe. It's
Hmm.
much harder to hack. And
Hmm.
then, if you happen to lose your hardware device, you can just buy another one and restore the previous wallet from the lost device with your seed
Hmm.
phrase, and still regain access to your funds, not lose the
Hmm.
money. Because if you're using, for example, a software wallet, say MetaMask,
Hmm.
you're using MetaMask and you lose your private key, and that money is gone. Basically, it's just as
Hmm.
good as gone.
Yeah.
You can't If you can't access it, nobody can.
Hmm.
But it's just frozen somewhere there,
Hmm.
um, on the blockchain, and you
Hmm.
can't really access it. So this is something that people should have in mind when they're choosing a wallet. Choose a wallet that is secure enough, that will help you preserve the money, obviously depending on what you plan to do with the wallet. MetaMask is not always a bad choice. It could be a good option. Hardware wallets like Trezor and Ledger are obviously the best option for keeping cryptocurrency long term. And the other thing is that Trezor and Ledger can be connected to software wallets as well. For example, I can connect my Ledger to my MetaMask and transact with Ledger via MetaMask, kind of like use
Yeah.
MetaMask as an interface
Yeah.
for the Ledger.
Hmm.
Um, but again, I mean, I know it's probably going to sound a little bit cynical, but if people want to use the best of the both worlds, Ambire Wallet is a very good option, because in Ambire, it's a wallet where people have access to their money, but they can also connect the hardware wallet,
Yeah.
and have that extra layer of security to their Ambire wallet. So you can just basically add Ledger or Trezor as a signer,
Yeah.
and have that security as well. So that's good. But yeah, basically you have custodial versus non-custodial wallets. You have software versus hardware. And I guess I wouldn't be able to make a recommendation on which of them is the best option, because that would depend on the needs of the user. Obviously, if you're trading every day, you can keep your money in MetaMask for easy access, or you can keep them on a hardware wallet that you connect to exchanges, or and especially decentralized exchanges, the so-called DEXs. Um, so you never basically lose access to your money. It's always in your own custody.
Yeah. Yeah. So getting on to the Empire wallet, right? So I understand, I mean, that your website talks about the first native DeFi wallet in the industry.
Yeah.
Am I correct or did I miss out something?
Yes, 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 yes. What Empire Wallet does is basically it caters to two main audiences. The one audience we already talked about. This is the non-crypto people who are just getting into crypto. This is
Yes.
an excellent starter wallet for them, but also a great option for people who are familiar with crypto, hold crypto, maybe have traded or just hold it as store of value, and have heard of DeFi, decentralized finance, and the different DeFi protocols, but have never really tipped their toes into that water.
Mm.
because again, DeFi is very complex. It
Yeah.
requires a high level of understanding that could be a little bit scary
Mm.
to a lot of people. And this is something that we do with Ambire. We kind of try to simplify that as well,
Mm.
and give people access to DeFi protocols within the wallet.
Mm.
The wallet would handle everything for them, and what people need to do is basically just uh, click a couple of times and have their
Mm.
money deposited into the Aave lending protocol right now.
Mm.
We're going
Yeah.
to be adding more DeFi protocols as we go.
Mm.
The beta
Yeah.
version works with Aave
Mm.
right now. So this is a great way to, first of all, you get, and you can buy your crypto with fiat in the same place in Ambire Wallet, and then go
Mm.
to the earning or lending tab, and then invest this money and start earning interest on your crypto in just a few clicks.
Mm.
Whereas if you decided to go the traditional way, there would be so many confirmations, deploying identities and contracts and proxies, and it's going to cost you a lot of money, and it's
Mm.
going to cost you a lot of stress as well, because
Mm. Mm.
it gets at a certain level, it gets stressful when you have a third consecutive warning on the same screen. You're like, okay, is this really worth it?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, yes, it is worth it. You just need to be vigilant. You need to be careful because it's your money
Mm.
that
Mm.
that you're
Mm.
dealing with. But with
Mm.
Ambire Wallet, basically, this is simplified to an extent where you literally just go and click twice, and you have
Mm.
your money earning interest for you into a DeFi protocol.
Okay. So I understand for the Empire wallet, you just need to have your email and a password. But how does the
Yes.
KYC and the AML come out there? How do you take care of those factors?
We don't really do any KYC at this point, and we don't do AML because, again, this is, you can consider Ambire Wallet an alternative to a DEX, kind of like it's on the same plane.
Hmm.
The same way a decentralized exchange doesn't ask for your data, it just asks you to connect your wallet.
Hmm.
This is the way we go. Basically, we don't collect any information about the users.
Hmm.
You can sign up with email, but if you decide, you can sign up without an email as well. You
Hmm.
can create a MetaMask account or a Trezor or Ledger account,
Yeah.
and don't even disclose your email address
Yeah.
if you wish to remain anonymous to the Ambire team.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we don't
Sorry,
really do
sorry,
AML.
sorry to interrupt, Vanina, because I might miss that. You said even anonymous to the Empire team, but my understanding by reading some of the articles on Empire is aren't isn't it a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization? So the
It
governance and yeah,
There will be a DAO, but it doesn't. Yeah, it hasn't been
okay,
launched yet.
okay,
There will be a wallet DAO
mm,
that we will introduce soon, and it's going
yeah,
to be the governance institution, so to say, quote unquote,
yeah.
for the wallet. So basically, people who hold wallet tokens will be able to vote on proposals, and in a way determine the future direction of the Ambar wallet.
Mm,
So we're gonna have a DAO. We
mm.
don't have it yet, but yeah, that's coming very soon. And then for the time being, it's the Ambire team working on the wallet.
Okay. And what protocol are you guys working on? Is it the
Um,
Ethereum or
do you mean which network we're launched on, or
yeah, yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly.
right now? Okay, so right now the wallet supports Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, and Binance Smart Chain,
Okay.
and we'll be adding more networks as we go as well.
Okay, good, good.
Because
So,
I mean, a few years ago, sorry to interrupt you, but like just again, a few years ago, if you had a DApp or any blockchain app, it had to be on one network. Blockchain
yeah, yeah,
interoperability was
yeah,
not a
yeah.
thing, and now it is a thing. So now we have bridges, and it's kind of easy to get. I mean, it's not like super easy, but it's
Interoperability.
relatively easy to exactly to switch between networks and to transfer money from one network to the other.
Mm,
That wasn't a thing just a couple of years ago. It wasn't available to us as a technology, and now it is. So now that we have it, it makes no sense to restrict ourselves to one network. And obviously, Ethereum is the most popular one, but it's also the most expensive one.
Yeah.
And it's much slower than Polygon, for example, where you have transaction costs that are just a fraction of the cost on Ethereum, and they take a fraction of the time. So this is why our wallet is designed to support as many networks as possible.
Great. And I saw this article about you have just launched your token, the wallet token, right?
We just announced it. Yeah, we just announced the token. We haven't launched it yet. We're going to launch it together with the official launch of the wallet, which again, as I said, is going to be very very soon. The wallet token will be available on DEXs straight from the beginning. We're thinking of SushiSwap, maybe Uniswap as well, and possibly on centralized exchanges as well. So the token will be available. We have a staking portal available for the other token that we already have, the ADX token. That's the token of
Yes.
the ad platform Ambire ADX.
Hmm.
And people who stake ADX are likely to get rewards. This is just a little bit of a sneak preview.
Incentivization.
We're not disclosing more details at this point, but ADX stakers will most likely get some rewards in the wallet token as well, because after all, they are part of our community, and they're the people who have been supporting Ambire ADX, so that we have the resources to create Ambire Wallet as well.
Great.
So yeah, we have exciting times ahead of us.
Yeah, that sounds exciting actually, the whole thing. So thanks a lot, Vanina, for your share and your time. And I look forward to keeping in touch with you.
Absolutely. I hope that this conversation has been useful to the audience of the Blockchain Hustle. I myself am a subscriber of the podcast and enjoy it. And yeah, if you're not, hit subscribe, guys.
So thanks for that, Vanina. So
Thank thank you
thanks
for
for being
having me,
here,
Mino.
and
And
you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and stay safe.
likewise, stay safe. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Cheers. Bye bye.